America, thank you so much, because you have now officially pushed any woman who is ever questioning herself away from you and into my arms. And I am now 100% gay. I wasn't sure before, but now I am positive. So if you're a man, don't look at me, don't touch me, don't speak to me, don't breathe near me, okay? Okay, I'm glad we got that sorted.
Hi, yes, in regard to the 4B movement, here's a motion I would like to bring to the people, okay? When men touch us, you know, that unsolicited touch they do when they're trying to get our attention, speak to us, begin to ensnare us in their drama, that is them being a man and wanting something from a woman, can we start screaming? Can we just scream from there and be like, ah!
You guys feel spicy? Because I do.
No matter how loud, how kind, respectful, how cute, men will still fucking hate you.
Women are talking about bringing that 4B movement right here to the United States.
Talking about the fucking Operation 4B.
Refuse to date men, get married, have sex with them, or children.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about deranged, radical, far-left women who have decided to sterilize themselves in protest and out of fear over Trump being elected president. Yes, this is something that is happening. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about the 4B movement, okay? A bunch of feminists deciding that, hey, we're not going to marry men, we're not going to date men, we're not going to have sex with men, we're going to shave our heads, and we're going to kick, scream, and cry about Trump winning the election.
Elect Trump's victory already setting off a viral storm on social media.
Start by taking back your power.
It's time for action.
Some concerned women now taking radical steps. You may have seen it. Talk of the 4B movement gaining steam.
4B movement.
The 4B movement.
The 4B movement.
So what is it? Actually, a fringe feminist campaign from South Korea. The 4Bs, Korean for four no's, no marrying men, no giving birth, no dating men, and no sex with men.
There is so much pressure in South Korea for women to have kids, and women felt extremely undervalued. So they have sort of banded together to not kind of give into these societal pressures.
South Korea has the world's lowest fertility rate. Google searches for 4B surging to record levels in the U.S. as one of its top trending searches in the last 48 hours.
I've been waiting for everybody else to catch up to speed for a while.
Alexa Vargas says she stopped dating men 2 years ago.
They like to keep us around for sexual pleasure, and they like to get married and have kids to have this family man sort of image, but really a lot of men don't value us.
Her TikTok post this week about 4B reaching more than 100,000 views.
I got hundreds and hundreds of comments on my TikTok talking about how women are wanting to participate in this movement now because of the results of this election, because women don't feel safe in this country.
Yeah, so again, this is not really a new thing, okay, because this has been around for a while, and even last year after Roe v. Wade was overturned, doctors and professionals saw an uptick in women coming into their clinics to get sterilized, right? They want to get sterilized because their biggest fear, their biggest nightmare is possibly getting pregnant. So they essentially went out of their way to make it impossible for them to get pregnant because of their fear that they won't get access to abortion.
I'm Kara. I had my tubes taken out last week. This is one.
Kara Niels, 25 years old, opted 6 months ago to be sterilized. Danny Marietti, also 25, had a picnic to celebrate her sterilization last July, complete with commemorative cookies. Mariah Marsh also had her tubes removed as a 28th birthday present to herself in January. All three have known for a long time that they don't want children, and after Roe v. Wade was overturned last year, they got sterilized.
And I knew that the only way I could really protect myself is to go ahead and get the surgery.
Mariah, an admissions officer at Indiana University, has a neuromuscular disease that can make pregnancy risky. She said the ongoing legal battle over mifepristone makes her even more grateful she got sterilized. The legal challenge to this drug, one of two used together in medication abortion, could bar its use for abortion nationwide in the future.
It does make me happy that I made the decisions that I made because it validates my thought process, which was they're just going to come for any access to care that a woman can make on her own.
Dr. Leah Tatum, an obstetrician gynecologist in Austin, Texas, said she hears this frequently from patients.
Their concerns are if medical abortions are no longer accessible, what if their reproductive rights are restricted even further?
She says as abortion rights are getting chipped away,
I have definitely seen an increase in the request for sterilizations. I see about 3 times the consults for sterilization as I used to.
women like Mariah, Danny, and Kara
Find somebody in your area, find somebody who's covered by your insurance.
are secure in their choice as some options for choosing a life without children are being taken away.
Yeah. So isn't it funny how the mainstream liberal media claims that women's options for not getting pregnant are being taken away, right? When, hey, women always have the option of not having sex, right? I mean, that is the guaranteed way of not getting pregnant. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been in long-term relationships my whole life. And I can tell you, man, I think birth control is pretty effective, okay? I'm just saying, right? I think that it's pretty effective. I don't have any kids, okay? And I'm just saying, like, I have had massive success with birth control. I'm not entirely sure why is it that some people can't figure this out, okay? I don't get it, right? I don't get it. I feel like if you are a responsible person and you're not running around sleeping with a whole bunch of people in ways that are extremely reckless and dangerous, I think that you have a good chance of not getting pregnant, right? I'm just saying, I personally think that this shouldn't be that complicated, right? This should not actually be as complicated and as controversial as people are making it out to be. But I don't know, maybe I'm lacking perspective, right? Maybe I'm lacking perspective. I don't know, right? Maybe that's what's going on here. But some women, again, feel as if they have to get sterilized, okay? It's the only option they have following a Donald Trump presidential victory. Let's read here. It's not a procedure you'd expect a 28-year-old to be planning, but for Lydia Eccles from Texas, having her fallopian tubes removed is the price she's willing to pay to ensure her reproductive rights. Newsweek spoke to 5 women who have either undergone sterilization procedures or plan to in the wake of President-elect Donald Trump's victory on November 5th. They all expressed fear their reproductive choices will be taken from them under Trump's administration. Quote, if I am to be denied any rights in the next 4 or more years, I will not give them up without a fight, Eccles said. Newsweek has contacted Trump's transition team via email for comment. Last week, a 39-year-old from Washington State who did not want to be named underwent a bilateral salpingectomy in which her fallopian tubes were removed. Quote, I am not happy that I felt forced into a surgery. I did not want to alter my body. I feel like the election tied my hands and forced me to be sterilized. That is horrible, she told Newsweek. Wow, incredible stuff. This woman is saying that Trump forced her into getting sterilized. Now, I just want to say, I'm not a doctor, but if I was a doctor and some woman walked in and said, hey, I want to be sterilized because Trump won the election, I would say, hey, you need to go see a psychiatrist, right? You need to lay on somebody's couch and actually talk to a professional about what's going on upstairs, right? To make sure that you're thinking about this correctly, okay? Because that is not a rational or logical reason to sterilize yourself, okay? There are plenty options for not getting pregnant that are not as extreme as undergoing surgery, right? If somebody wants to undergo surgery, they want to modify their body because of the outcome of an election, that means that person probably should lay on somebody's couch, right? They need to talk to somebody who specializes in people who are having those types of issue. And that also goes for men as well too, okay? Like you have some men getting vasectomies in solidarity with these women who are having their quote-unquote rights taken away.
At the same time, more men are taking action themselves in the aftermath of Roe v. Wade, turning to vasectomies. The number of Google searches for the word vasectomy peaked just one day after the Supreme Court's ruling last month. And now doctors are saying that it's not just searches. More patients are asking for the procedure IRL in real life. Manuel Bojorquez is in Miami Shores with more. Manny, I'm going to be watching this very closely. Good morning.
That's right. Good morning. You know, we also spoke with a doctor who said the way he found out about the Supreme Court's decision that day is by the sheer number of phone calls coming into his clinic. He said they tripled their normal volume, and the number of men signing up for the procedure tripled too.
I just want to get a feel for why you feel so confident that you're going to be happy with your vasectomy decision indefinitely.
From his office near Tampa, urologist Doug Stein calls patients who are under 30 or do not have children to discuss whether they are 100% sure they want a vasectomy, a call he's now making more often.
We generally see about 12% in our practice men who are child-free. And then we generally see about 12% of men who are under the age of 30. But the number of both young and child-free nearly doubled.
If you're a man and you're doing that, you should probably get your testosterone levels checked, okay? Because that is a very low T thing to do, okay? To basically take away your ability to have children because you want to stand in solidarity with women. You want to virtue signal to women. And the irony here is that a lot of these men are doing this because they think that it's going to help them sleep with these women that they're trying to impress by saying, hey, I can't have kids, right? It's safe to sleep with me, right? As a man, okay, don't worry. I'm not going to get you pregnant. I'm just saying, right? It's not something that I would do, right? I don't think it's very smart, but this is 2024, guys. The issue of abortion and reproductive rights was a major one in this year's election. Trump, who took credit for the Supreme Court overturning of Roe v. Wade in 2022, removing the constitutional right to abortion in the country, has repeatedly said that his position is to let the states decide their own abortion laws. Well, I mean, listen, abortion is not a constitutional right, and that's the problem, right? We have made people think that their rights are being taken away, but they never had that right in the first place, okay? The rationale behind Roe v. Wade was incorrect, okay? It does not have anything to do with a woman's right to privacy. Even Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who is like a feminist icon, even she herself said that Roe v. Wade's legal basis was weak, okay? And that is something that has shown to be true, right? And this is why ultimately was overturned. Quote, I would have canceled the surgery if Kamala Harris won. The woman from Washington has not told those close to her that she has been sterilized. Since she was a child, she has known she does not want children. She and her husband, who had a vasectomy in 2021, both felt that they had experienced too much trauma as children themselves to be parents they wanted to be. She has also struggled with multiple health issues, including polycystic ovarian syndrome, which made pregnancy risky for her. But, quote, neither of us wanted to subject me to an unnecessary surgery or jeopardize my health. Quote, I paid way too much attention to the vitriol Trump repeatedly spit during his previous term. She added, and I'm keenly aware of the people he keeps around him and in his ear, who all seem to see women as incubators and possessions to subjugate. The woman scheduled a sterilization appointment in October, quote, fully planning to cancel the surgery the day after the election, assuming Kamala won. Wow. Talking about subjecting yourself to an unnecessary procedure, right? She says, I didn't want to subject myself to an unnecessary surgery, but you now are getting surgery because Kamala Harris lost the election. And Trump, again, is not going to ban abortion. It's a state's issue. Kamala Harris was not going to change that. So you are subjecting yourself to an unnecessary surgery. This is wild. It really is. Okay, but this is a product of the mainstream liberal media, guys. This is a product of MSNBC. Quote, with Trump's victory, we quickly learned that my choice to cancel the surgery had been taken from me. She said, quote, we both believe that I had no choice but to proceed to ensure that I can protect my health. Should I be assaulted during a Trump presidency? Should my husband's vasectomy fail? And or should my hormonal birth control become inaccessible? She added, quote, this isn't a wanted procedure, but one of necessity due to the politics and subjugation coming our way. Yeah. So anyways, clearly these people, hey, they're having some issues with Trump winning. Okay. And all I got to say is this, to the women who are sterilizing themselves because of politics, I can't say that I disagree with their decision, to be honest with you. Okay. And the reason why is because ultimately, if they don't want to have children, they don't want to have children, right? If they want to basically not to continue to spread their genes, okay, because of politics, I'm cool with that, right? If they don't want to have sex, they don't want to spread their legs, I'm cool with that. Why am I cool with that? Well, I'm cool with that because, one, that means less abortions, okay? If these women that are getting sterilized are not getting pregnant, that means they're not having an abortion. So ultimately, if it leads to less abortions, I'm cool with that, right? I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally okay with that. Also on top of that, hopefully this helps women engage in behaviors that men have been advocating for a long time, which is to stop being so promiscuous, right? Stop sleeping around with all these different men. Stop engaging in this risky sexual behavior in the first place, which is what leads to unwanted pregnancies, right? A lot of men have been advocating for women to not engage in such risky behavior that leads to pregnancy in the first place, right? So it's just funny how these women are doing this because they think that, oh, well, we get back at the men, right? We're punishing men. When men are like, oh, actually, we support this, right? We're totally fine with this, okay? You're not going to be out here spreading your legs as much. Oh, cool. That's what we wanted, right? That's all we asked for. So it's just kind of funny how all this comes full circle, okay? So that being said, I support it, man. I support the 4B movement or whatever you want to call it, okay? And hey, I think that this has the intended outcome. At the very least, there will be less single mothers, which I think is overall good for society because we all know the negative externalities of single motherhood, okay? When you look at crime rates, when you look at poverty rates, things like that. Yeah, I mean, if women are more selective with the men that they choose to let themselves be impregnated by, then again, you're going to have less single mothers, you're going to have more stable families, and you're going to have a better society, right? So, you know, I'm not seeing the downside on this, right? I mean, listen, a lot of these women on the internet, they're just doing this for clout. They know they can't go the rest of their lives without men or engaging in some type of sexual activity. They know they can't last this out, right? So I don't know. But regardless, all I'm saying is that if this leads to women thinking twice, 3 times, 4 times before letting some random dude impregnate them, then that's a net positive, right? Because again, there's less abortions, there are less single mothers, there are less broken families, and that is overall good for society. So hey, you know, I kind of support this, right? This is the gift that keeps on giving after Trump's election. Society is already healing itself, right? Already healing itself in multiple ways. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.